Hi dolls, how are you? Well, I shouldn't say dolls and gents. It's Abe. I hope that you're having a great day today. I hope that all things are amazing and wonderful and awesome and grand. Y'all, I am in some serious pain, okay? I haven't felt pain like this in a long time. What's wrong with me, you ask? My foot. Actually, it's not my foot, it's my ankle. My ankle is, I don't know what's wrong. It's not broken because it's not swollen. But like, you know, this is like if my hand was my ankle, right? So this is, wait, can you see? Yeah, okay. So this is my ankle. This part, this bone is like on fire. Like I can't stand. I switched ring fingers, but obviously it was too big for my pinky. Okay, so yeah, I can't. Oh, yeah, no, it's not swollen. I can't stand flat-footed on my right side. It is like excruciating pain. So I couldn't wear flats, so I had to throw on some my heels today. I'm rocking heels. I don't do heels. I do heels. Let me specify that. I love heels. However, I can't wear heels because the ground here is like unstable. Like it's really unstable, and I'm just scared I'm gonna twist my ankle. So I've been wearing flats all this time trying to save my ankle. Now all of a sudden my ankle doesn't want to work. I don't know what in the world to do. So tomorrow I have to go see a podiatrist, and I hope that they will give me good news like, oh, just wear heels with inserts, it'll be back next week. I hope so. Like, you guys know I dance. I'm constantly going here and there. I don't got time for in Sweet Brown. Anybody got time for that? Like, seriously, like, what am I gonna do if they tell me like, oh, you're never gonna be able to walk normal again? Like, I would cry, man. So if you can walk and run right now, take a praise break and thank God that you can do it without pain, because I'm so serious. Like, I got home and I took off my heels, and although I'm no longer in heels, and I was like, great, you can be, you know, flat-footed. So much pain. So I have to like limp around. Dude, it's not at all cool. So yeah, your girl's not feeling top notch at all. So fingers crossed, tomorrow the podiatrist will say something great, simple, fixable. I don't want to do surgery. I don't want to have to wear a cast. I don't want to do a wheelchair. I don't want to do anything. I want to walk on the 2 feet that the Lord gave me in the way to walk on them. Yes, so I have several, and I'm going to do 14 together. Yes, I'm sorry, I'm making a note to myself. Sorry. I know you guys get upset when I'm not paying attention. I'm sorry. Okay, so I had to, y'all know how my brain works. I had to write it down so I didn't forget. Okay, so I have 3 new viewer questions, so I'm gonna make this, actually I think 1 and 2 I'm gonna put together, and we'll see. I'm gonna try and answer both together, and then I'll do the second video. So let's hop right into it, because I'm already 3 minutes in. You guys know I'm trying to stay on my under the 20-minute mark. Okay, so the first question, okay, actually I might be able to knock all 3 of these out. No. Okay, first, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do these separate. Okay, so first video today is gonna be from Valerie Lolo May. She didn't say where she was writing from, but her question is, let me pull it up. Have I ever had a Korean boyfriend and her family is against her dating an Asian guy? Okay, I have many things to say about this subject. Okay, so I've never had a Korean boyfriend, ever. Yes, I've never had a Korean boyfriend. I've never had a Korean American boyfriend, and I've never had a Korean boyfriend. I have dated an Asian American, but actually, I think he's from Canada. I think he moved from Canada. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he moved from Canada. But I mean, that was just, you know, young love. That wasn't like, oh, I'm trying to be with you. It was like we were just hanging out. And I've been on several dates with Korean men. have never made one a boyfriend because those dates were not fly. They were not popping. It wasn't what I thought. It wasn't what I was interested in. So I was like, let's not say we did. Because as I said in a different video, Asian Americans and Asians are two different animals. It's like tigers and lions. They are both big cats, but they are not the same kind of cat. Like, no. So yeah, I can't answer any experience questions from having Korean boyfriends. Although I know people who have Korean boyfriends, and I know people who have married Korean men, so I can kind of sort of talk roundaboutly based on what they said about the subject, but I don't have anything to add. However, as far as your parents or your family not being okay with you dating an Asian man, okay, let me first of all adjust myself in this chair. Ow. Okay. Let me start with this. When it comes to, well, first of all, I don't know how old you are. So if you're in their house, then you kind of sort of don't have much to say about who they want you to bring home. Now, who you spend time with when you're not at home is your business. Amen and amen. Don't be disrespectful of their households, but I mean, when you're at the library, if you know an Asian guy or you're a guy, whoever decides to come and study next to you, you're not at home. So I'm not telling you to like be disrespectful of your parents, but sometimes you have to find your way around and like live your life. And especially if they didn't give you a good reason. Like if they didn't give you, like you should ask them why. This could be a great opportunity for dialogue. Say, hey mom, hey dad, you don't want me to date an Asian guy. Okay, can you tell me why? Like why should I look out for them? What do you guys know that I don't? Because older people, for sure, whether we agree with them or not, they always have wisdom. Not always. A lot of them have wisdom that you can learn from. So there might be something that they could bring to the table. Or maybe you would find out that they have sensitivities towards them because of the time they grew up. Like, for example, my father, God rest his soul, y'all know my father says crackhead off the wall stuff because he's hilarious. It's just him. So my father was like, I don't care. I started going to private school and I was the only black female all 4 years. And my father was like, I don't care who you bring home. I just don't want to have no dandruff on my couch when I get up. Really, Dad? Really? You know, black people, we don't get dandruff. That's our brethren of the Caucasian persuasion. That's they field. So I was like, really, Dad? Really? He was like, I'm just saying. My head is clean. I don't want to have nothing itching. Don't bring me home. Don't bring home no dandruff havers. I was like, really, Dad? Then when I got ready to go to Korea, he was like, So my grandchildren, they're going to eat rice? They're gonna eat rice? Are they going to have to teach me how to use he said, I'm going to have to feed them their milk bottle with chopsticks. Really, Dad? Really? My dad is a whole other thing. He's just on his own. So I said that to say, sometimes your parents have their own take on things based on their experiences, right? So you have to get them to talk about it. And if your parents give you good, sound, solid, valid advice, then you need to get over yourself and listen to it till you move out, and then you can find out on your own. If your parents give you advice based on their experiences, then take what you can from their experiences and then let them know that you're ready to have your own experiences, and hopefully your experiences won't be, equally as bad. So this is a good time for you to have conversation, because if you want your parents to trust you, then they have to feel like you're able to make these sound decisions on your own. I feel like I've said this before in a different video. So that would be my thing for you, to talk to your parents about it. And I know that, like, for me, I'm an equal opportunity dater. It doesn't really bother me what color you are, where you're from. As long as we're on the same page mentally and we can vibe and connect and we're in the same flow, I'm good. I could care less. My first kiss was a white guy, which is what makes it even funnier that my dad was like, don't bring home no dandruff havers. Yeah, my first kiss was a white guy underneath the stairs in, like, kindergarten. I was very, 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 very young. And he kissed me. I didn't kiss him. He kissed me underneath the stairs. Then my first boyfriend, my first real boyfriend, was actually a Mexican guy. Didn't speak English at all. We went to middle school together. His name was Oscar. Hi, Oscar. If you're watching, you were awesome. You were the best boyfriend I've ever had. Like, what? So Oscar didn't speak English, but Oscar got his friend to write me a note. Do you like me? Check yes or no, right? Y'all remember those, right? So he got me to write this note. Of course, I was like, oh, that's what's up, because I thought it was a friend. And it was not the friend. And he was like, oh, no, it's my friend, you know, Oscar. When me and Oscar, we lived in the same trailer park. Yes, I lived in the trailer park. We lived in the same trailer park, and he would walk me home every day. He would be waiting outside as soon as it was time to go. He would bring me cookies, and his mother loved me. She didn't speak English either, but they would send food for lunch, and they were just really sweet. And then I would go to their house for dinner. The sweetest people you could ever meet, and he just treated me golden and couldn't speak. Like, of course, it was like basic, like, oh, I love you. He knew how to say I love you, but of course we know what love were. We're in middle school, right? But he could, you know, he could say basic stuff. But man, like, looking back of all the boyfriends I've had, Oscar was on it. Oscar didn't speak English. Oscar was on it. He was like, oh, I'm gonna treat you right, boo, and I'm gonna show you. So what I'm saying is, you can have your own experiences, and you should have your own experiences, because it's your experiences that will shape your ability to think outside the box. It's your experience that will shape your, what's the word I want? Your willingness. That's not the word I want, but that's what we can go with. Your willingness to experience new things. So you have to experience. It's like Finding Nemo, right? When they were like, Dory is telling Nemo's dad, like, well, that's a dumb thing to say. That's a dumb promise to make. Because he's like, oh, I promised my wife that I would never let anything happen to Nemo, our son. And Dory's like, that's a dumb thing to promise. Why would you promise that? And he was like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not a parent. She was like, I might not be a parent, but I know if you promise that nothing ever happens, then nothing's ever going to happen. And I was like, Dory, you better preach, Dory. So I think we need to have experiences. Experiences are what shape us, and you don't want to just continue to tell your parents' story. So I think you get the gist of what I'm saying. Go for it. But I will say, like I said in the other video, I need you not to have a fetish. I really need you not to have a fetish. If you end up with an Asian guy, let it be because an Asian guy is who you crossed paths with, and an Asian guy is who captured your heart. Don't let it be like, I'm not paying anyone else attention because I only want an Asian guy, and my parents don't like an Asian guy, but they're gonna have to get over it because that's all I'm paying attention to. Like, that's, whoop, go to the left with that. Don't do that. You will sell yourself short if you avoid everyone else just to have that one particular guy, as well as, and I did for a while, I was just like anti any person from the continent of Africa, like anti, and specifically Nigeria, because of the negative experiences that I had had by way of family members and close friends, and just one-on-ones, like first conversations, like, really? That's how you talk to people first conversation? Can't do it. But then I had to have my own experience, which ended up being a negative experience. It ended up being a totally negative experience. However, it did open. Now when I say, oh, that's not really my cup of tea, I can say it because I've had my experience. It's not my cup of tea. Not to say that I will never, ever, ever date anyone else from Nigeria, but I will think twice because of that experience that I had. Just like I will think twice about the other negative relationships I had. When I start to see characteristics that look the same, when those same red flags pop up, I had a lesson learned. I don't need to fail that test again because I already remember that answer to that question is no. So, true or false? False. It's not going to work. So, yeah, live your life, have your experiences till you get married, you single, work it out. Again, just stay open. I don't want you to become fixated on a certain kind of guy. Yeah, so I hope that helped you out. That's all I could say a lot more, but we're at the 20-minute mark. So yeah, communicate with your parents. Find out why they don't want you to have that particular boyfriend. Side note, so my dad said that in joking, but my mother has always known that I have always colored outside the lines, if you will. And so my dad, obviously whoever I bring is, if they treat me golden, then he's golden. It's all good. Like, that's his ultimate thing, is that. And he can, and I'll tell you what, my dad may be a loose cannon, but he is a great read of character. Like, from a mile away, he's like, and ABC, XYZ, and what you're not gonna do is come to my house for those reasons that I just told you. Like, that's my dad. Like, it's awesome. And then other times from a mile away, he's like, wow, this girl or this guy is just amazing. Like, I'm glad you're friends with them, and oh, he's really gonna treat you well. Don't mess that up. My dad has actually told me, oh, don't mess that up. I messed it up. But anyway, the point that I'm making to this story is that communication is key. Communication with your parents, even communication with your significant other. If he is, you know, Asian, there's a good chance that he's probably shy, and you probably are gonna have to say what's up the first time, you know, to let him, give him the green light, which you may do with any guy, giving them the green light. Communicate, right? That's where that was going, sorry. Communicate. Communication's key. That's how we get through life, communication. So thank you so much for writing in. If you have a question, if you have a relationship question, if you just want to pick my brain to hear 2 cents about it, I'm more than happy to make a video and answer it for you. So thank you so much for tuning in to MKJTV, and I'm on to the next video. Mwah! Talk to you guys later. Bye.